How long you want me on here?
How long you got?
I got 30 minutes.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yep. All right, we can get started. How
Okay.
you doing? How you doing, everybody? Welcome to People Power Hour. Again, my name's Terrell McKinney. I'm running for state legislature in District 11, and tonight I got a special guest, Miss Precious McKesson, Nebraska political director for Biden for president. How you doing, Precious?
I'm good, but first, before we get started, let me get this disclaimer. We all know that I have to say this. This is Precious in her own capacity. This is not an endorsement on behalf of the Biden-Harris campaign because we know that Terrell's in a dim race. So I just want to make that known to everybody. This is Precious in her own capacity talking about the race. This is not an endorsement from the campaign, but this is Precious McKesson talking to the people.
You good? How you been? How your day going?
Whew, 19 days. 19 days.
Yes,
19 days. I'm gonna do a plug on here too. We got some stuff coming up, but I need some people to show up for me tomorrow. So this is a good way to get that out there.
So how did you end up being a part of the Biden for president campaign?
Well, I started off with the Nebraska Democratic Party as a constituency director, and then I was promoted in April of this year to the finance director. And then all of a sudden, we were doing stuff with the Biden campaign. For a while, I was told I was off limits to not ask me, and then finally they gave the green light for them to approach me. And they approached me and was like, "Hey, we would love for you to join our team." And I was just like, "Okay," I was a little nervous. And then we went through the interview process, and then I accepted the job. So it was an honor for a campaign to come looking for me and ask me to be a part of their campaign, and it's been a wonderful experience.
That's good. That's great. Especially working on a national campaign. I'm sure you've been learning some things you probably didn't know prior. So I think that's a great accomplishment, a great experience. So congrats on that.
Thank you. I could tell you one thing that's funny about being on a national campaign, and please don't. I hope no one takes this wrong when I say this, but you have so many young people who are like fresh out of college, or maybe in college, or different people who are on these campaigns, and then here I am, a 41-year-old Black woman, single mother to a high schooler who will be going to college in 2 years, and sometimes you gotta be like, look, I could be your mama. Who are you talking to? But it's real interesting. You learn a lot, and then just learning a lot from different from our millennials to generation. It's like just learning so much. But the campaign is so diverse. That's one thing that I love about it. When we get on those all staff calls, seeing women and men that look like me in our communities of color who are working on this campaign, and even in our senior level positions, senior level positions, it's really awesome.
So what is your day-to-day like? Is it just nonstop
Well, so as you know, due to COVID, we do not have an office here in Nebraska, and that's clear across the United States. We have been very strategic where we do not have any office because we want to make sure everyone is safe. So my day starts around 8 a.m. It starts with a Midwest political huddle, which that's with all the Midwest political directors, and we get on there. We talk about what's going on, what's coming down from headquarters, what our day is going to look like. Then we jump from there. I jump onto another call with our Nebraska team Biden. We call ourselves Team Blue Dot. and we jump on that call with everybody, and everybody at this time is in different locations, so we're not all in the same state. So we jump on there, figure out our day is going, and then from there we do coalition meetings. We do all staff meetings with the entire campaign staff. We do friends and allies weekly calls. Like, we're planning so much stuff, and my job is really to maintain those relationships with our elected officials, connected to the campaign, and our stakeholders who are supporting the campaign from the beginning. So that is my job, to make sure that I'm with former electeds, current elected, and building those relationships with the stakeholders. So I do a lot in my day of building those relationships and making sure those relationships are secure.
How has the response been from voters and individuals from our community?
The response has been really well. Like today, for instance, I was at the library, and I'll plug this event in a little bit because I need some people to come out and support it. But I was at the library, and there was a lot of people, like, literally being there. I saw 3 people pull up to the box to drop off their ballots, and I happened to be walking around the corner, and this lady was like, "Oh my gosh, where you get that mask from?" And it said Biden Harris, and I told her, and she's like, "I want one." I said, "Well, if you pull around the corner real quick, I'll give you some. I have some in my car." And so the response has been so overwhelming. Like, people are really excited. People are really excited to vote for Joe Biden. People are excited that there is people of color that's in the state that work on his campaign and that they can relate to, and they know that every day is talking about their issues. But not only that, they're just excited, number one, that Joe Biden is running, because they know that it's change that needs to come, and he's going to restore the soul in our nation. So they're really excited.
Right, that's good. As far as the Biden campaign, what are some things you would want people to know about Joe and about the campaign and about what he could do for our community?
Number one, if you go on his website, joebiden.com, and you look at his plans, the one thing that I love about it is that all his plans are on there. And normally you see people, they just lump them all together. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. Joe has a plan for everything. Mm-hmm. It's like, you want to go, okay, I want to know what you're going to do with COVID. Boom, there's a plan. I want to know what you're going to do with this. There's a plan. The one thing I love about his Lift Every Voice plan that really targets for our African-American community, and that's the thing, he did not put communities of color together. He made sure that he went to each community has a plan. And specifically with the African-American Lift Every Voice plan, the fact that he is talking about restoring generational wealth, talking about the things that we have been talking about for many years, being able to help us with affordable housing, how to purchase a home, our medical, things that impact us on a daily basis that we are going through. He is looking at restoring that for us. And so I'm very confident that he's going to do that. I'm confident that he, with him having a running mate in Kamala Harris, that she's going to make sure that happens. And just the fact that he is really strategically making sure that each community is represented, it means a lot. It means a lot to me, And so, I'm very confident that everything is what he has on there is going to go just fine.
That's good, because I know for my campaign, we've released a criminal justice plan. Today we released an education plan, and coming up we'll release a healthcare and a economic plan. And I think it's important to not lump everything together and actually be specific, because a lot of times you'll hear people say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this as far as economics or education," and it's a bunch of fluff, and then there's no specifics. And I just wanted to be intentional about really talking to the community, talking to whatever the experts are or the leaders are, and really map it, like what needs to be done to get this done. But also, prefacing it by saying, like, this is a working document. We could always come back and adjust this because things might change, especially because of COVID. It's been so wild of a year that what we did in the past is never going to work in the future. So I think we're always going to have to be adaptable as individuals and as communities to get through this, because this is going to last for we don't know how long. So
I agree 100%. Number one, dividing that plan, because number one, it doesn't look as if you're being lazy. It looks like you actually went in and detailed every single thing that you were looking to change by doing that plan. Yeah. And That's what people need to do. Put more work into making sure that the community that you're, or the office you're running for, that you're saying, you know, I'm serious about this. It's just not about me running for office. I'm serious about making change.
And I try to tell people I don't got all the answers. I'm not the smartest person I know. Like, I don't want to come in a room and tell people this is my way or I got all the answers. I think everybody working together, collaborating together is the best way we come to a solution. If we just going into a room and two people say they got the answers, I don't think it's going to be effective. I think it's going to take us all to work together to figure out our problems in our community. How has it been, you know, campaigning during COVID? Because I know for me, it was like, bam, it just happened. And it was like, you got to adjust. And it was just learning on the fly and trying to be as creative as possible. How's it been for you?
So with us, it's been really, I mean, because, you know, we can't campaign due to COVID. So we can't do any. So basically, we've had to use the alternate things, like your mailing. You have to have a strong organizing team. You got to have people who are ready, your volunteers who are ready to call. So in our strong mail campaign. So with that, I mean, I can honestly say, let me see. One.
I think I got that one today.
Two. Look, I'm trying to think. I'm looking at all the things I can. Three. That shows you that we are doing things, like we are making sure that we are sending out everything to our supporters and we're not just only targeting Democrats. We're talking about Republicans, Democrats, Independents. And number one, by being safe. That's the number one thing, is by being safe during this time is the best thing ever. We are in unfamiliar territory. We've never been in this where we can't, you know, where we're not knocking on doors, but you've had to get really creative. You had to get creative with talking to people, you know, doing rallies, like with you guys doing virtual. Virtual is a thing. It's like, now you look at it and be like, okay, well, man, we'll be able to host a town hall virtually now, because no one, you know, is used to, this is something new. So definitely being creative, but on the other hand, being safe and making sure our voters know that we're still there. No, even if we're not knocking on the doors, we still have a strong presence.
And I think for future purposes, I think this is like a gift and a curse. It has opened up more avenues to reach voters that we probably would have never thought about if this had not happened. So I think it's a good thing. What do you got coming up?
Whoa! So, and hope y'all play this. So tomorrow, we have a special guest coming. We have Mr. Doug Imhoff coming to Omaha to do a political rally in North Omaha. It's going to be a drive-through rally. So basically, kind of like when you go to the movies and you sit in the car and you look at it, it's going to be just like that. So we have Anjali and the Timeless Band will be playing, and then from there we have two guest speakers, and then we have Mr. Doug Imhoff. But you'll have to come into your car. So if anybody is interested in attending that event, it's from 12 to 2 tomorrow in the OSBN parking lot on 24th and Lake. You do have to RSVP. It is first come, first serve. So anybody who's interested can email me at pmckesson@joebiden.com. I will then send you over a form. But this is a good way. And if you don't know who Doug Imhoff is Kamala Harris's husband. And he has been out here, like, you know, making sure that people know who Kamala Harris is, making sure that we know who Joe Biden is, like, you know, just been out here, you know. He will be the first second gentleman. And if anybody knows, you got the first lady, you got the first, well, you know, you got the first lady, and then you got the second lady who's to the vice president. He will be the second gentleman. So again, if you're interested in coming out tomorrow to support that, I mean, we want to make sure that we're talking to North Omaha about get out the vote. Our early voting ballots are out there, making sure people are understanding, turning them in, making sure that they're going to the election commission office if they didn't request an early ballot, because today was the cutoff. I think, was today the cutoff, or was today the cutoff for registration? I think today was the cutoff for voter registration, 10/16 at 6.
It's the 15th, so tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, today is the, man, see? Tomorrow, the 16th, man.
No, I'll be telling people I'm living the same day.
Yeah, it's like, what's today? So definitely, you know, if you want to support tomorrow, I would love to see everyone out there. Come out for 2 hours of your time. Come out, sit in your car. You can come bring your Zoom meetings. Email me at pmckesson@joebiden.com, and I'll send you over the RSVP link. We'll have some swag there. We'll have some stuff there for you. So it's going to be real cool.
Can you speak to the importance of voting by mail?
Man, number one, voting by mail, I'll just tell you, it's easy and it's convenient. It's the most easiest, convenient thing you can do. Because number one, when you get your ballot, you can sit at home and you can actually study your candidates and know and really research them before you vote for them. The number one, why it's something that we need to do, because we want to make sure that everybody is safe, especially in this time of COVID. No one should be standing in long lines to cast a ballot. So that's why we say it's easy and it's convenient and it's real. Like, I literally dropped my ballot off on a Sunday. I could have dropped my ballot off in West Omaha because I was out there, but I said, nope, I'm going all to North Omaha to drop my ballot off, because this is the things that we fight for every day, to make sure that our community has the resources to be a part of the vote, because we are our voice is our vote. Our voice, that's what we need. And so I dropped it off on a Sunday. And by that Tuesday, I think it was, my ballot had been accepted. And then I just happened to be on the phone with Chris Crothers and found out that we have a second box that I didn't know about, which is on 72nd, which is closer to my house, off of 72nd and Ames in the Goodwill parking lot. So I'm really happy that the Election Commission office understood the importance, and plus they sent out over 100, maybe over 200,000 ballots. I don't know, but at one time, the first week, I know they sent out over 150,000 ballots. And just to know that those ballots are coming back in a high rate. We just want everybody to know, if you got that ballot, turn it in, because that ballot means so much. Your vote is your voice.
Definitely. What's it to you? What is at stake for this election in your eyes?
Right now, so much is at stake. Gosh, I don't even want to get emotional. It's a lot at stake right now.
Because it's a lot of people that, I see on Facebook, and people hit me up in my inbox and still talk about they're still on the fence. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't know how much I got to keep telling you that.
And I don't want to give that man a platform or any way to because number one, the things that he has done has been a disgrace to democracy. It's been a disgrace to anybody, whoever you are, whatever color you are, whoever you represent. He has taken his power to his abuse of power to a whole nother level.
Right.
And we are a country where we watch on the news of different countries who are fighting for their freedom still, and who are being controlled by dictatorship. And I feel like this is what he was trying to do to us, in a form of abusing his political power. And he's abused it enough. And the thing is, though, even though he will be out of office on November 3rd, I don't care what no one says, Joe Biden will win this election. But the fact is that people need to realize, too, is that even though he is not in office, and Joe Biden, they have to come in and clean up a lot. But Trump, I don't even want to say his name.
Because you look at all those judges.
I'm about to say that. So what he did, he has impacted our generations for generations to come by putting all those different judges in the appellate courts, on federal judges. All of those judges will impact us some way, somehow. So at this point, we need to make sure that we are voting, because we need to make that change and make sure that we're able to make it a little bit equal by Joe Biden, when he's in office, being able to appoint people who represent communities, because we know at the end of the day, our community is always being targeted. We have the higher rate of incarceration, higher rate of health disparities. We have all these different things that impact us, and they don't. And sometimes I feel like, and I'll say this to my face, and I said this when I went to work to the Nebraska Democratic Party. Our vote is not your break in case of emergency vote. We are in a really do or die. It's like we're fighting for our lives right now. Number one, not only health wise, but on the fact that people are being able to kill us and then not be held responsible for it. So the one thing that I appreciate is that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has spoke out against what happened to George Floyd. They've spoken out what's happened to Breonna Taylor, Aubrey. They've spoken so many. So I know they understand how we feel as a community. We just got to make sure that we're doing our part to help them win this election and to help them throughout their presidency and vice presidency, that we're supporting them the best way we can so that they can really make some changes when they're in there.
And I think one mistake I think people make is that they want candidates to be perfect. Nobody's ever going to be the perfect candidate. I'm not perfect. I'm not the perfect candidate. I'm Terrell, but I'm also willing to be held accountable and take criticism. And I think as far as our vote, we have to be willing to not only just vote, but also hold individuals accountable once we get them into office, because it doesn't stop once we get them elected. Because I think that's what happened with Obama is we thought we elected Obama and everything was going to be peaches and cream, and we forgot that we still got to vote to make sure that he could get what he said he wants to do done, but we also got to hold him accountable as well.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, no one is perfect. We all make mistakes. And if we were perfect, trust and believe, we wouldn't be running for office there. We'd be trying to control somebody's multi-million-dollar company. We'll all be rich or something. But
man, I tell people some stuff, it's like, man, like, dang, like they wrote about that in the newspaper.
Yeah. So we got to continue to really, like, say, hold everyone accountable, no matter who they are, no matter, because at the end of the day, if you're a Republican, you're in office, I am still your constituent, no matter what your party line is. So just make sure we're holding them accountable and making sure that we're asking for things that are doable and things that we know we need, And like I say, again, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. But how you get my respect is owning up to that mistake.
Yep.
Owning up and say, you know what, I was wrong. What I did or what I said, and how can I make this better so I can move on, instead of trying to just make it become the victim of that mistake.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Besides what's going on tomorrow, what else do you got coming up as far as the campaign?
Oh, so we have 19 days left. We're going strong. Just making sure we have most likely surrogates coming in. We're just working hard to make sure we get out the vote. And then after the election, I'm going to take some time off to really reevaluate and see what I want to do or where I'm going to go. And so we're just 19 days. We're just going hard for the next 19 days, and just don't even think about sleep. It's funny, we do this thing at the end of the night. We do a beginning closeout call. We do a night call, and I just want to say, hey Willie, I saw Willie said hi. So we do a beginning call and a night call. And at the night, they always say, what are you going to do before head hits the pillow? And I was like, today, I was like, I don't even know when I'm going to sleep. So it's like, the simple things in the election, I'll honestly say the things that I miss being able to do during this election is watching world news at 5:30. That is something I have not been able to do. I watch CNN all day, but being able to actually just sit and watch world news, that is something I'm going to be very excited to do, and to watch some different shows and to catch up on some of my reality shows. Like, I literally takes me like 4 hours to watch a 1 hour show because my phone goes off. I'm hitting pause, checking my phone, and then I can watch Supermarket Sweep that starts up this week.
It's been taking me like 3 days to watch one full movie.
Yeah. That phone, like, you be like, oh, yeah. So it's been a lot.
How has your daughter been, handling everything with you being so busy?
Man, let me tell you, I was just talking about her today to some people. I'm really blessed, honestly. Not only that, everyone if anybody knows, my daughter has been assisting with Terrell's campaign. My daughter has been making calls. Taylor has been, really strong, like since the primary. Actually, she helped with your campaign. Yeah. Taylor is very headstrong. Sometimes I laugh when I walk past her room and I hear her making calls. I'm like, oh, okay, go ahead, little girl. I said, you in there doing it. You be 16, making these calls. But not only that, she is really like understanding what politics is. She knows that she's not as involved. Like when I was with the party, she would go to different events, but since she can't do many events with me, it's cool. But she, I think she appreciates, she likes the campaign because now she's able to kind of chill with her friends a little bit more. Like today, they're now driving and stuff. She's like, oh, well, we're going to go to the mall. And I'm like, And the whole COVID thing really scares me. But, she's been really, mindful and making sure that she's washing her hands, wearing her mask and stuff. But I've been very blessed that she's actually kind of just be like, okay, well, whatever you need, Mom. If you need me to cook dinner, I'll cook dinner. So it's been pretty cool.
That's good. I know sometimes my daughter is like, Dad, why do you got a meeting all the time? But then like the other day we was driving and we was on 24th Street and she saw the trash can. She was like, "Dad, that's you."
Yeah.
So it's the little things. I think sometimes they would want you to have more time, but I think, as long as you communicate well and tell them, I think they're definitely understanding of what you're doing and the purpose.
Very understanding, and I always explain to them that this is not about me. This is about their future. Because number one, I mean, they have more years left on this earth than I do. That's all I tell her. Like, you got a lot to do, and I'm still, I'm here, but you still got a lot more. So I'm always just telling like, just keep, look at the big picture. This is the work that we're doing for you and the legacy that we want to leave for you, and just ride with it. But I do owe her a nice vacation when this is over.
Before we get out of here, can you let the viewers know how, if they want to come to the I forgot what you call it.
Drive-through rally.
Drive-through rally.
Yes. So so if you would like to attend a drive-through rally tomorrow, it starts at 12 o'clock. The doors open at 12. Email me at pmckesson@joebiden.com. That's PMCKESSON@joebiden.com. And then I will send you over a RSVP form to fill out. You can have up to one person in the car with you. So it can be two of you in the car. We're going to have Anjali and the Timeless Band. And Timeless, they will be performing. And then we'll have two guest speakers. And then we'll have Mr. Doug Imhoff, who will be our guest of honor tomorrow from the campaign. If you drive down by 24th Street, most likely people may have noticed today that it was blocked off. That OSBN was all blocked off. I had people walking up talking about, what y'all got going over here? So
I drove by. I was like, they setting up for a concert.
Yeah. Yes, so we are very excited to have Mr. Imhoff in Omaha, and we want to make sure that not only turning out the vote for North Omaha, but we turn out the vote for South Omaha, because this is one thing I want people to understand. And this is one thing I have said to people. North Omaha is just not, Black people do not just live in North Omaha. Communities of color live all over this city. So any way that we have to do to touch our community, we're going to do that. But we do know that we have it here based in North Omaha. We normally do have a low voter turnout, and we want to make that change this year, because people are voting. They just have to have the resources and have to have the tools to be successful in voting.
And if you are not able to make the rally, my campaign will be on the corner. We'll be doing we're doing a yard sign pull up. We'll be giving away some popcorn from Huskerland Popcorn. So if you can't make the rally, still, drive through, grab some popcorn, and grab a yard sign.
Yeah, and that's funny, because this was not coordinated and planned. No. And it's funny, we were going to try to do a press conference over there, and they was like, "What are we doing?" I said, "Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess God had other plans for us, but definitely, make sure we're supporting all of our candidates of color. We know that it's not many of us that looks like us in these different political seats." And, I made a comment last week and it kind of ruffled some feathers, but, I stand by that. And I said, a lot of people have Black Lives Matter signs in their doors and in their houses. But they don't donate to none of the Black campaigns. Mm-hmm. They don't assist. So it's like, do Black Lives really matter? Or they have Black Lives Matter in their door, but then they have other candidates in their yard. And they're like, but those candidates are running against people of color. And it's like, it just doesn't make sense. But I just ask you all to continue to support our candidates of color, because I know from the being on the inside and seeing what they have to pay for and what they have to do, it's very hard. And it's hard to get good donors to be consistent donors. Yep. And so I will just tell you, donate, because these candidates are working and they're in unfamiliar territory or unfamiliar waters with this COVID. So they have to do a little bit extra, because they can't just get out and start knocking on your doors. They got to send a little bit extra money, to send out lit and stuff. So please support our candidates.
Definitely. And I definitely appreciate your time, Precious.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow and working with you in the future.
Thank you, Terrell.
And thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
No problem.